Former WWE head writer and The Rock's right-hand man, Brian Gewirtz, says that Cody Rhodes' demeanor was supposed to be considerably different when he handed his WrestleMania main event opportunity to The Rock ahead of WrestleMania 40. Plenty of details in that. Plus, could we see WWE Hall of Famer Wendi Richter in AEW opposite timeless Toni Storm? Malachi Black versus Kyle O'Reilly is set for this week's edition of AEW Dynamite. A special start time for AEW Rampage this Friday on TNT. More details on William Regal's backstage role in WWE, and Kyle Fletcher is pulled from an upcoming AAA match. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrest News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about Cody Rhodes and that segment on WWE SmackDown prior to WrestleMania 40. Now, Brian Gewirtz explains why Cody Rhodes passing on his WrestleMania main event to The Rock didn't exactly go according to plan. Now, former WWE head writer Brian Gewirtz was a recent guest on The Ringer's Masked Man show. When asked about the fan backlash to Cody Rhodes handing his WrestleMania main event to The Rock so he could face Roman Reigns instead on the February 2nd episode of SmackDown from Alabama, Gewirtz said Rhodes' promo was supposed to be uplifting, but instead he looked like someone who had just had their dog shot in the face. He said, quote, "Cody is a human being who is genuine and real. He wears his heart and emotion on his sleeve," Brian Gewirtz said. "In Alabama, certainly, if you tell me that would never work, it's stupid to propose it. The idea was supposed to be, it's like the Nixon-Kennedy debate a little bit, where you read the transcript and you're like, Nixon kicked his ass. If you watch the actual footage, oh, he's a sweaty, terrible mess. Cody, it was supposed to be in some form, yeah, effing A, go get him, Rock. You're going to get your ass kicked, Roman. Let's do this." And this uplifting promo. Instead, he looked like someone shot his dog in the face in the parking lot. He continued by saying, quote, "Just look at his expression. By the way, someone else, even when the team wins, looks forlorn and upset and despondent. Julius Randle. That, I don't think, help matters. It might not have changed or affected anything, certainly on paper, and I don't blame Cody for that. He's real, and one of the realest people I have ever met. He had what he had to say in the promo, but you couldn't mask what he was really feeling, and I think the fans felt that a lot. They felt like he doesn't mean a word of this. This is being forced for him to say. He's despondent. He's literally doing the Michael Cera Arrested Development Charlie Brown walk out the arena when he's supposed to be on cloud 9. I think that had a lot to do with it. So what do you make of Brian Gewirtz's comments there? Is it really Cody Rhodes' fault that the Roman Reigns Rock match didn't happen at WrestleMania 40? Or is it the case of people like Brian Gewirtz, like Triple H, like The Rock, who just were simply out of touch with what the people wanted heading into WrestleMania? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Now, this is quite an interesting story regarding WWE Hall of Famer Wendi Richter and a possible appearance in All Elite Wrestling. Now, it looks like, unfortunately, if you were hoping that was going to happen, it's not going to. Wendi Richter will not be appearing in AEW anytime soon, and it's possible, actually, references will not be made to her even more going forward. Now, Fightful Select have been told that Wendi Richter was actually considered for an appearance in All Elite Wrestling after timeless Toni Storm made constant references to the wrestling legend during press conferences. However, that is unlikely at this point, as it was found out that Richter is actually under a WWE Legends contract. Now, Rob Van Dam implied last year that he had WWE's blessing to make AEW appearances, but it's unknown if he's actively under a Legends deal himself, as that usually prevents such from happening. Now, Richter has said she'd do an appearance for the right money, but considering she's under contract to WWE for this Legends deal, it looks like that isn't going to happen. Now, this is a really interesting one regarding TNA Wrestling and a former AEW star. One of the names released by AEW last month, Jose the Assistant, was present at the most recent set of TNA television tapings. Via Fightful Select, Jose was in Newport, Kentucky over the weekend, which is where TNA was taping its latest set of TVs. There, he met with TNA official Tommy Dreamer for, quote, unspecified reasons. Jose joined AEW in 2021, initially serving as the manager of Andrade El Idolo, before later becoming the manager of Rush and the wider La Faction Ingobernables stable. As alluded to, the real-life Jose Garcia was one of the 10 names AEW released on the 1st of April. Prior to his 3-year run with AEW, Jose had been an active wrestler from 2007 through 2018, with the 38-year-old usually competing under the Orion or Principe Orion monikers. Jose also wrestled a couple of WWE enhancement matches back in 2011 and 2012, losing to Brodus Clay and Ryback. Whether Jose is TNA bound, we'll have to wait and see. Certainly, the Anthem promotion could do a lot worse when it comes to utilizing a talent like Jose the Assistant. So, what are your thoughts? Do you think you could see him in TNA in the future? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Now, a match set for AEW Dynamite this coming week. Malachi Black and Kyle O'Reilly will face off in a singles match on this week's Dynamite after their interaction on last week's show. AEW announced the match on social media days before the upcoming Double or Nothing pay-per-view, saying, quote, Kyle O'Reilly and Malachi Black before Malachi Black takes on TNT champion Adam Copeland for the title at Double or Nothing. Kyle O'Reilly wants revenge after the House of Black's attack on O'Reilly last week. The Dynamite Go Home show for Double or Nothing will take place at the Mechanics Bank Arena in Bakersfield, California. The match between Black and O'Reilly was set up after last week's show where the latter came to the aid of Adam Copeland, whom the House of Black attacked. O'Reilly's save was in vain as the House of Black outnumbered Copeland and O'Reilly, resulting in both facing the brunt of the villainous faction. The match between Malachi Black and Kyle O'Reilly will be the first time they have faced off in singles competition in AEW, but they have faced each other in singles matches in the past, with the last time coming in WWE in 2017, where Black got the better of O'Reilly. Black's feud with Copeland will culminate at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view on Sunday, where Copeland will put his AEW TNT Championship on the line inside of a barbed wire steel cage. Now, a bit of a change for AEW Rampage this coming Friday. Of course, it's been bouncing around all over the place recently. Due to the recent NBA and NHL broadcasts, AEW Rampage has been displaced from the typical Friday night slot, instead airing as a third hour of Collision on Saturday or sometimes a third hour of Dynamite on Wednesdays. AEW announced on this past weekend's episode of AEW Collision that Rampage will air on Friday, May 24, however, not at the typical start time. NBA coverage will still impact Rampage, though, with TNT airing AEW Rampage at an earlier start time of 6:30 p.m. Eastern. There are not any matches currently announced for Rampage, however, but with Dynamite in Bakersfield, California on May 22nd, it already has quite the card. Set to feature Swerve Strickland taking on Nick Wayne ahead of his showdown with the head of the Patriarchy faction, Christian Cage. Dynamite will also feature the return of Saraya. Saraya and Harley Cameron will take on the team of Timeless Tony Storm and Mariah May before Storm meets Serena Deeb at AEW Double or Nothing for the AEW Women's World Championship. Now, a bit of an update on William Regal and his role in WWE right now. Over the last decade, William Regal has established himself as one of the most important figures in WWE, despite a brief excursion to AEW. Between the end of his in-ring career and 2022, Regal was heavily involved with NXT and helped guide many of the stars who have since gone on to dominate WWE. The British legend was instrumental in signing the likes of Mercedes Moné, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, and many more, while passing on his experience to the young would-be stars at the WWE Performance Center. Since returning to the company, Regal keeps a low profile and remains away from the camera these days, albeit a couple of appearances on NXT, but his influence backstage is still significant, according to Booker T. Speaking on his Hall of Fame podcast, Booker said Regal continues to make money moves and is very instrumental in guiding NXT's young stars. He said, quote, he's still making money moves, let's just say that. I don't want to give away his role, Booker said. He had not spoken something like that. His title, I wouldn't want to give it a title. I could tell you he's very, very instrumental in the young guys and the young guys that are coming up and making it to the next level. Now, the veteran was released by WWE in January of 2022 before joining AEW just 2 months later. However, his stint with AEW was over by the end of the year, with Regal asking to be released from his contract so he could return to WWE and work with his son. Despite occasional appearances on television, there are reportedly no plans for William Regal to become an on-screen regular. And finally, a bit of interesting news when it comes to AEW star Kyle Fletcher. Now, announced by AAA, a change for the upcoming Triple Mania 32 Tijuana match on the June 15th event, which sees an AEW star removed. AAA confirmed that Kyle Fletcher would no longer be performing at Triple Mania 32. There wasn't a reason given for the change, however, a replacement has already been identified. Blake Christian will replace Kyle Fletcher in a trios match, which will now feature the team of Christian, Seema, and Nick Wayne going up against two other trios. The other teams are Commander, Laredo Kid, and Octagon Jr., as well as a trio from the Tijuana promotion, The Crash, featuring Deluxe, Destiny, and Noisy Boy. Fletcher's most recent appearance in AEW AEW came on this past Wednesday's edition of Dynamite, where he teamed with Jeff Cobb to take on the Blackpool Combat Club team of Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.